since the defensive AP update went to 18, a large percentage of the questions I get revolves around beating man-to-man coverage. Now, for me personally, I am a big fan of using route abilities such as Route Tech, Slot-O-Matic, or Short and Elite to get separation against corners in man coverage. However, one of the most frequently asked questions is, how do I beat man coverage without a route ability? Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about my 3 favorite routes to use when you're facing a one step ahead and you can't turn it off with a route running ability. A lot of players tend to struggle with man-to-man coverage, but it gets even tougher when you're facing a heavy blitz and a mix of one step aheads, bench presses, and route knockout abilities. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite routes that you guys can use in the event that you need to get somebody open that doesn't have a route ability. Just want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. It is the spring of 2022 and we're still pushing upwards with the channel. Things are really growing, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden, where I also stream Monday through Friday in the afternoons. And obviously on the Gridiron Game Plans website and in our Discord, where there's a ton of awesome community conversation. If you guys could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button as we push for 13,000 subscribers. And we'll see you guys here on the other side of this. So for today's video, you're only going to need an outside apprentice or a hot route master for one of these routes. The other 2 that I'm going to share with you are simple hot routes that you can do with any quarterback. Now, I will admit that I think that using a velocity ability is very, very important for any of these routes. Being able to get the ball to the receiver very, very quickly, even speed up your windup and have the ball come out a little bit hotter than it normally would, is crucial against man coverage and man coverage abilities. This is because you only have a finite window to be able to get them that football when they're open. So very, very important that you guys have a velocity ability. But again, you don't necessarily have to have the hot route master that is going to be used in one of these 3 routes. Now, let's get into our first route. Our first route is actually going to be that hot route master route, and that is going to be a post corner route, also known as a Poco route. I absolutely love the Poco route. The Poco route is a double move route, and I think that the game from a locomotion standpoint is basically in a spot where one step ahead will light up, but it's all show and no dough, if you get what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and run just a little isolation post corner. And this is intended more so than anything to be used against off coverage. So I'm going to show you this Poco route with Godwin. Now, Godwin has Slot-O-Matic. This is not a route ability that you're going to see light up when he's outside as an outside receiver. So you're going to see the one step ahead on Gilmore matched up with the naked wide receiver in terms of route running abilities. And what you basically want to do with this is you just want to let, that double move happen. So you're going to see here, there's the cut to the first part, and then you throw it to the outside. You see that double move can get you into a spot where you're going to be able to get enough separation, get him the ball, and then after that catch, you definitely want to make sure that you're clicking on and making that spin move. You can see that I did a double spin move. So again, with this route, it's really, really important that you time up the release of this route or the release of your quarterback in sync with the beginning of the second cut. So if I were to pan back and kind of look at Tom Brady here, you can see that Godwin goes to the post. And then right as he goes back to the corner, I'm already ready to throw this football because the one step ahead is going to activate on the first cut of that double move. And you see right here, he kind of is going to jump that first cut. Once we get his hips turned, that's going to get us open. So we want to throw this ball into space. You see that we're able to get him open by about 2 or 3 yards. Now for me, that's enough where I do what I consider to be kind of a backward spin. I spin into the backfield to get separation from him again. And then I typically will spin back again because it's faster to reorient myself going up the field by doing that reverse spin a second time. And then we're into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, my second favorite route that you can throw against man coverage with any player in the game is a deep in route, also known as a dig. I would recommend that your dig route be no shorter than 10 yards. So if it's 2nd down and 3 and you want to run a smart routed in route, that's going to be way too short for this to be operational for you. But if you run a deep dig or a 10, maybe even 15-yard dig route, this is actually something that does a really good job against a one step ahead ability. Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just the low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. gridirongameplans.gg. Now back to the video. And I'm going to show you right here in this example that even if the one step ahead lights up, Godwin on his cut will get open. So I'm going to clear out the middle of the field here against this cover one defense. We're going to go to work with Godwin. You see right there, there's a nice little cut. And you see that he definitely gets open on this play. Now, unfortunately, there was a hook defender in the middle of the field that kind of muddied up the throwing lane that I wanted to have on that play. But again, if you're facing, like say two-man under, but they're not playing press, right? Like they're not actually jamming the receivers off the line, you will notice that this is a route that does get open. So depending on if you're facing cover one, cover zero, there might be a robber zone in the middle of the field. Kind of have to pay attention to that. Here's an example of like what it would look like with a heavy blitz. If somebody were playing the middle of the field and trying to blitz you, you would still be able to get separation. Now, note right here that we are in the zone with Gilmore on the outside. I'm just going to put a simple dig, smart route it, and you're going to see that it works just fine. So you see that he's definitely open. You get the diving catches over in the middle. This is something that honestly, any player in the game against any person in man coverage, this is a money route. Doesn't matter. Here on the outside, I'm going to go Mike Evans on just a simple dig route. Now, I know that that's not one step ahead, but this is still going to be something that fries. Absolutely fries. You see right there, he's definitely open. Inaccurate throw, but something that we very, very easily can throw. I think that the tight end is a very, very sneaky spot to run this out of, just because a lot of players, if you kind of imagine, they're ready for those Texas routes and things like that. So if you get a player that's kind of hanging out on the running back routes, a lot of these deeper in routes to the tight end are just absolutely awesome. So you see right there, you can fry linebackers, even nickel corners, doesn't really matter with the deep dig. Just a money route regardless, doesn't even really care about route running ratings. Just the way that it cuts is very, very tough for man coverage, let alone one step ahead to guard. And that leaves us with the third route that I will run all day long against man coverage, and that is the whip pattern. Now, the whip pattern can be a big play for you guys, but just understand that, you're basically guaranteed, I would say 3 to 5 yards if you do this against man coverage, and the man coverage is really good. A lot of times you're going to get insane separation, especially if they don't have a one step ahead. So this is honestly one of my favorite routes to throw. I will throw this out of compression based sets to give myself more room to work with towards the sideline. Forgive me, I called a zone blitz right there, but here's the man coverage, and I'm just going to put whip routes on both sides. And honestly, I'll probably run maybe a corner route to Evans, and let's go ahead and run that 10-yard in route to Gronk here, and maybe block the running back. And I want you to just kind of pay attention to the whip route. It's just such a great route. It gets great separation to the outside. The one step ahead will not light up. Slot-o-matic route running abilities in general do not actually activate on a whip route. So even though Godwin has slot-o-matic, that is not going to be something that makes his whip route work better, for those that were wondering. So again, I just love this route. Anytime I see cover one, cover zero, two-man under, I know that I've got a open flat, and I just have to beat the man coverage. Now, this is what I was talking about right here when I talk about, the best case scenario for the man coverage, 3 yards, 3 to 5 yards. That's still okay. That's still absolutely okay. Obviously, if they go to blitz, this is even better, provided that you know how to pick up the blitz well, just because there's no safety down the field. So if they go to one of those cover zero blitzes and you could get good separation, fine. If not, find somebody else, like I just did right there with the corner route. Obviously, all the hot route master routes are pretty good at beating man, But in general, the whip route, solid little route. It is kind of Jekyll and Hyde in terms of how much you're going to get out of it. So, you know, if it's 4th down and 7, I wouldn't expect to just throw a whip automatically. There might be a chance you only get 4 or 5 out of it, but there is also a chance that you might pick up way more than that, like you see right here. So, you know, if you get a decent animation, this could be a 1-play touchdown as well. So very, very consistent. Low end's going to get you 3 to 4. High end can get you a 1-play score like you just saw right there. Now, guys, those are my top 3 routes that you can run on any receiver. Don't need abilities, don't need route running abilities, catching abilities, any of that. Don't even really need the hot route master unless you like that Poco route. You can find Poco routes stock in pretty much every playbook. So just kind of dig through your playbook. And if you need a man beater every now and then, there you go. You've got one. But notice the trend, right? You get these deep routes like the deep dig, where you get those wide receiver and tight end options running vertical, get those defensive players' hips turned, and then you make that cut. Or if you want to cut sooner than that, you have to run a double move. Whip route is a very, very quick double move underneath that gets back to the outside and open. The post corner is an intermediate double move where it breaks to the post right at about 9-10 yards and then breaks right back to the corner right away to give you a throwing lane. Again, make sure you guys practice these. It's important to test your quarterback throwing type. Release matters. Slinger 1, you can throw the ball a little bit later. Bigger windups, you have to actually anticipate the cut and get the ball out coinciding with that release. So just depends on your throw timing with your quarterback, but in general, these are money routes that you can run. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We upload Monday through Friday. We'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zand. Get in the lab and good luck.